There was one particular moment, probably like in high school or college, that I was like, should I learn some business? I was like, how hard could it be? If I know how to be a lawyer, I'm gonna be able to sell things and get clients. I had no idea that this was a huge mechanism. It's a factory with people and product and intake and administration. It's a big thing. When I was a young kid, everybody told me, you're gonna be a great lawyer. So after a while, I just started to notice that fits my mold, right? It's interesting because my life, almost to the end of law school, was focused on being a great lawyer, knowing what to do, the rules, the laws, and all that stuff. The reason why I bring this up is because there is zero sense of business as you continue along. My journey involved knowing everything, being exceptional. I knew this was going to be a soul draining work. I really want to be able to know to get judicial relief and create legal leverage through the products I create in order to be able to have the clients experience a journey that they feel empowered. I want to crush this. I want to see how far I can go. I want to see how far I can create. So I started to learn, if you're negotiating with somebody, your client, your person, your adversary, whatever, you need to be comfortable talking about money, hundreds of thousands of dollars. As soon as you talk to somebody and you give that little stutter talking about money, the deal's done. You're lost. That was my first introduction into business. Then as I continued and I actually opened up shop, I noticed the lack of knowledge that I had. I was confronted with the understanding that if I did it alone, I would not go far. I wouldn't be unable to scale and to be effective as I want. I noticed there's more to this than just being a great lawyer. And smarts doesn't equal more zeros in the bank account. So then I said, okay, let's get into this business grind. And this is where I am now.
Almost every lawyer we've met started with, I want to be a great lawyer. And they would all admit that while they increased their lawyer acumen, they did not invest much money, time, or effort into increasing business acumen. And then they go open their own shop and realize, oh my gosh, there's other stuff you have to learn. And so congratulations to you for being able to recognize that there was more to the story and that you not only chose your practice area that matched your passion, but you also then realized, okay, I need to start going down the path of understanding how to build a business. I'm curious, since you've opened up your own practice, what has been some of the more challenging moments that you've run into?
It was rough not knowing certain things, and especially hard when you are entrusted to take care of millions of dollars for somebody and you've never done something before. It's really hard. It's a level of pressure. And I remember those moments, waking up in the middle of the night, I was like, oh, did I file this? Did I do that? And then I noticed I started to gain more confidence in myself. I've always done well when I encountered challenges that were new and I didn't have experience in. I noticed I'm good at breaking things down. Like, you eat an elephant one bite at a time. You don't try to swallow the whole thing. That's what makes our law firm unique. We understand how monolithic these tasks are in New York whenever people don't have any idea what to do next, or they have specific complexities in their family situation, and you just nurture somebody to help them understand what's happening generally while helping on the micro level. Things have become a little easier. Not easy, but easier.
Yandy, was there a particular turning point for you in the last few years with your firm where you started to see an up level in growth?
We take for granted the exceptional power and empowerment that we provide our clients. We take it for granted because we're in it all the time. People generally get desensitized to doing great things, right? Which is why I always intake, because it reminds me of the people who are starting and their pain points and how much they want their solution. I always try to bring myself to that. I say, look, we're going to do great at setting that up. Lawyers should be proud. It takes a lot to be a lawyer, a lot of education, work, grind. We have to be proud of ourselves and remind ourselves, hey, why was it that we were doing this? Now you're delivering this exceptional service to somebody. I'm able to serve people effectively and get certain results. And we have to remind ourselves of that. That's why Google reviews and Apple reviews give validation. They show you, hey, look, these people care about us. And all we have to do is ask. I was so much a technician. Now I'm being the business person and the technician. It's interesting because I can leverage the team to help more people. And that is awesome. We all want the same thing, right? Help the most amount of people with the least amount of effort and time. I read recently, in work, It matters more the quality of the time that you spend. And then with family, friends, loved ones, it matters about the quantity of the time that you spend. Let's not overthink it. If you put in quality head down work and get it done in an hour, if the same task takes you 3 hours, then you spend 3 hours doing it. If you could get it done in one and it's same quality, then you just saved 2 hours. I'm really excited because I'm starting to see the inklings of an effective team. We need to know how to leverage our resources.
As a business owner, if I can figure out what normally takes 3 hours to do, either do it in one or have other people do it in one, that's called leverage. You mature to the point as a business owner that you go, okay, now it's time. Whether the maturity comes from revenue or growth in who you are as a business owner or both, then you have to say, okay, how am I going to educate my team? And how am I going to continue to train them and pour into them? I need to think about other ways to continue to train my team. And that's really what this entrepreneurial journey is all about. As a lawyer who owns a law firm, you're going to grow that firm. And at every growth point, you're going to have new things and new leaps of courage that you're going to have to take.
One thing that happens a lot with lawyers and delegation is that with the ethical rules, we're very scared to give work and then the quality work come back in a lower standard to the point that it hits our license. That's really what it's about, right? We have to have confidence in what we know is right, what we know needs to be done. Then I started to notice, I was like, you know what? I don't need to do this. I know what it's supposed to generally say and generally do. Then I started to train the team and regularly check, supervise, and read the materials. Lawyers are scared to have bad thing happen. It's risk management, not risk elimination. You are so worried about the risk that then you don't even take the opportunity to leverage what resources are available. Sometimes you develop the law in such a way that it works out. Yet, if I would have sat there and done it myself, it would have taken 50 hours. It may have taken my team maybe 60 hours, but not billed at my rate, right? Dan Martell, Buy Back Your Time. He says, if somebody else can do 80% of the work, that's 100% awesome. If I just delegated this task and this guy saved me 30 hours of time that I can devote on the business doing other things, now I have the result, right? If you're not using technology as a lawyer, you're going to be left behind. If a lawyer is not leveraging technology nowadays, you are the equivalent to an old person who doesn't have an email. Facts. Learn how to leverage technology. I'll give you an example. I finished a court conference today. I called the client to give them a heads up. The client didn't pick up the call. I said, okay, so should I not call them back? Text, email, those things don't have a touch. I go click on my Loom. I give them a brief 2-minute video. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. There is no client who is going to fire you if you are regularly updating them, even if it's a small little thing here and there. They are gonna feel that you're the one taking care of it. They definitely don't want to change you. But the number one complaint from all lawyers is we don't communicate enough with our clients. Loom has allowed me to send videos to my team telling them specifically do this, fix this, move this, trim this, and also create nurturing materials. Now I tell the client, watch this video before you get on a call with me. If a person doesn't want to do what you specifically tell them to do before they get on the call with you, or they're not willing to overcome a small obstacle that you put in front of them, they're not going to be good clients. So it's a good qualifier. To my degree is, and then any single time that I get the person who gets on the call after watching the video, they're always like, oh, thank you so much. Now I know what you were talking about generally. Let's build the foundation. I'll build you the house if we choose to work together. But do that foundation work first. Show me that you're actually committed to get it done.
Law firm owners need to embrace technology and leverage it. It's a tool to train your team. You can use it to identify good clients from problem clients. Yandy, it's so much fun watching you go through this. I appreciate you showing up and sharing where you're at currently and giving everybody a glimpse as to the journey it took to get to this point.